how does it help the entrepreneurs?
Yeah, right. So thank you, Suzannah. We just got cut off there. The lovely technology is not always working on our
All right.
best interest, but we were talking about how you explained really well how having a really solid signature speech that sells can really help entrepreneurs in many different ways. And then we started talking about how you develop the program, and that one of the things you said was making sure you had the right team. And I was just about to say how I think is it Lisa Stedman, the person that you worked with?
Yes. Yeah. It was someone. She's outside of California, and she came to me at a time when sometimes you just get an idea in your head, like now is the right time, and I really started to feel like now is the right time for me to build an online program. And there were so many different pieces to it that I was not sure of, and not sure of the technology. Technology will fail on you, as we've seen. So. So, she happened to just come into my life through a mutual friend, and when I spoke to her and I said, this is what I need, and she said, well, this is what I do. And it was just kind of a match made at exactly the right time with exactly what I needed, and she really helped me through that program and introduced me to some people within her team who had the technology knowledge or, the design knowledge to move things forward. So it became an easier process to bring this to fruition, and when it all came down to it, there was so much that happened in the background in terms of visibility campaigns and then promotion of the program, free teleseminars, and then right at the end, and then at the same time the creation of the program, which of course was all for me to do. I mean, she helped with everything around the program, but the content came from me. And once you sit down and you really start creating it and taking what's in your head and putting it on paper, whether it's a program like mine or something like what you do or what entrepreneurs do, what they're trying to sell or the message they're trying to share, just the whole process of really being forced to sit down and get it down on paper, really a huge learning experience, a huge experience overall. And then when I started to really think about what needed to be in this program and how was I really going to start presenting it in a way that people could understand, that it would flow correctly, and going back to all of my experiences with clients and what I've done and how I've helped people, and forcing yourself back into that experience of really reflecting and then creating, it was a really valuable experience, and a valuable experience for me. But then as the people taking the program started to do it for themselves, because part of my homework was, now you have to reflect on your experiences, because your signature speech is a reflection of who you are and what you know and what you can bring, the value that you bring. It was a real transformational moment for them too, to go back and think about what have I done in the past that really has helped people, and how can my audiences, prospects, new clients benefit from bringing all that knowledge out. So it's everything around it really, everything came together in the right way at the right time.
That's really neat, and that's the key, is allowing those things to happen when you're a sole entrepreneur at any time. That when you start to need the resources, to be open to it and invest the time and energy that it requires. And you did a really great job at creating that, and now translating that for others is really amazing. Before we end, I was just wondering if you could just give 1 or 2 tips for people and they're thinking about their signature speech. And when I think about the program that you're doing, the signature speech, it's really that kind of creating that brand for yourself. And communicating that brand very clearly. And I can actually see the people that are going through your process will probably be able to reflect that a lot in their website and other things they do as well, not just speaking as well. But you can just give a couple of tips for the people that might be listening, and then maybe we'll get you to tell us how we can get in contact with you.
Sure. So, before I share the tips, the whole course was born out of the fact that you know, for entrepreneurs and business professionals, we work so hard to market ourselves, and speaking and really getting out there and doing public speaking is such an effective way of marketing yourself. And you know, I mean, I would even argue that it's the best way to market yourself, because it really helps you position yourself as an expert, and helps you grow your reputation a lot faster than a really great website or a great brochure, or you know, a nice Facebook page.
Yes.
But then it comes down to, you know, let's say whether you don't like public speaking or you are okay with it, getting up and speaking to an audience is not enough, right? It's just not enough to be willing to do it. It's not enough to have the confidence to do it. You got to get up there and say something valuable. You have to say something concise, clear, focused, valuable to your audience. And so with that in mind, a couple of tips that I could give right now that I find to be really effective when you are in this beginning stage of trying to create your speech is, first of all, to set the objective of your speech. I mean, really, before you even start writing it, what is it that you want to accomplish? But even more than that, you know, to ask yourself, what do I want the audience to think, feel, or do when I am done presenting the speech? And the purpose of asking that question is, number one, to get you outside of your head and into the audience's head. What do you want them to think, feel, or do? Because ultimately it's about your audience. You're doing this for them. It's not only to showcase that you're showcase your business and showcase how knowledgeable you are, but it's really, you know, authentically to help your audience, move them forward, help them solve a problem, think of an issue a different way, take action on something. So ultimately, what do you want them to think, feel, or do? And I would say you have to get a feeling of this before you even start putting, you know, pen to paper or sitting down at your computer, is to have an idea of that objective. Another tip that I would then share is, you know, I'll share 3 in total. So the first thing is the objective. The second thing is really to get a sense of who your audience is. Who are they? What might they already know about you or your topic or your business? And what do they struggle with? Like, ultimately, they're there to listen to you for a reason. So what is that reason? So really understand your audience so that you can tailor it properly to what they need to hear, and to what will be of most value to them. And then third, it really is about the value. The third tip is about delivering the value, and to deliver it in a way that is structured. And the key thing about my signature speech program, it really relies on speech structure, because again, as I said, I find one difficult thing is that some people don't mind getting up in front of an audience. They feel confident, but their ideas are everywhere, and you don't know where they're going, and what's the point of what they're saying. So a structure that really lays out for yourself and for your audience, where is this going? What are you going to be talking about? How is this going to help me? Why should I care? And to present it in a way that really makes logical sense. So these things are very important. It involves really getting into the head of your audience. What issues are they experiencing? What problems are they having? And ultimately, why are they there to listen to you? Why have they chosen to give up their time to come and listen to you? So obviously they think that there's a value, and by nature of you just being the speaker, there is already a perception that you are an expert in the field. So we can't take that lightly. You can't take it lightly. When you're in front of an audience, they're really giving you their time. They're giving it to you. Mm-hmm. And it's a big responsibility for the speaker to take people's time and then give something very valuable back, make it worth their time. So, I think the structure, having something very structured and clear and logical that flows well is important. Understanding the objective is important, and understanding your audience is important too.
Very good. Thank
you.
There
are many more tips. Many more tips I could share, but then we would go on for another 6 weeks. So.
That's it. But also, you know, the great thing too is I'm sure working with you, you'll be able to show them how to create those objectives very clearly,
Yep.
how to learn what the audience is looking for, how you add your unique value, put the structure in, and everything like that. I want to thank you very much because, you know, I've heard that public speaking is feared beyond most things in life by most people. Something like, you know, people are more fearful of giving a public speech than dying or falling,
Right.
falling off a
Yeah.
building or something like that. And yet you've taken it beyond dealing with your fear to actually leveraging that as a key selling element of your business, especially for small entrepreneurs. And I think that that's really, really critical. And as someone who talks to clients about branding and their positioning, I really believe that this is a fundamental core to your brand, and it spreads out to everything else. So thank you very much for sharing that, and also your journey. You know, from someone who was shy and didn't like public speaking to someone now who's teaching is really incredible. If people want to get in touch with you, what would be the best way to contact you?
Okay, well, I have. You can reach me by my website, which is SuzannahBaum.com. So that's. I don't know. I guess I could spell that out.
Yes, because some people spell Suzannah differently, and they may hear B. Yeah.
So Suzannah Baum, SUZANNAHBAUM .com. You can also check out my program site, which is create a signature speech that sells.com. So wait, let me say that again. Signaturespeechthatsells.com. So that speaks specifically about my program, but my website also has links to that as well. It sort of lives in a separate place on the web right now.
Yeah. That's how people are doing it these days, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll try to put some of those links associated with this video as well, and if people want to contact you. But thank you very much for spending the time with us, and for everyone who's listening, thank you very much for spending your time and exchanging your time. I hope we provided some value in our discussion. And if you have any questions, contact Suzannah or myself, Lianne Bridges at designingtransformation.com. And in the meantime, have a great day, and don't forget to express your light. Namaste.
Bye. Thank you, Lianne. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.